it's Kathy from Bishopstone Yarns, and this is episode, let me just look, episode 39 of the Bishopstone Yarns podcast. So this is a mainly crafting podcast, and I am coming to you from Tasmania, which is the little island to the south of Australia. And as I was saying, this is a mainly crafting podcast, and what I usually do is 1 week I'll talk mainly about my knitting and sewing, things like that, and then the other fortnight I will be talking mainly about spinning and my yarns and things like that. But today is a knitting podcast, and today is March the 6th, and it's Monday, and we have had some really nice really warm temperatures here in Tasmania, but today the temperature has all of a sudden decided to change. It's quite windy outside, temperatures dropped a bit, so I think we might be heading into a bit of cooler weather, but we'll wait and see how long that lasts for. I guess I should tell you where you can find me around the internet. You can find me as Bishopstone Yarns on Instagram, as Bishopstone Yarns on Facebook. You can find me on Ravelry as Bishopstone, and I also have a blog on Blogger called Bishopstone Yarns, which I use sometimes. I don't kind of update that as often as I probably should. But that's, if you want to find me in other places on the internet, that's where I am. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's so great to see you again. It's really, really nice that you've come back to spend a bit of time with me and see what I've been up to. And if you're a new viewer, welcome. It's really, really great to see you. And if you like the video, give it the thumbs up and subscribe, because it helps me out, this part of the YouTubes and all that. Well, I guess that's about it, really. I guess we should probably get into what I have been up to. Time seems to have gone very quickly, and I don't feel like I've got a lot done. But I will start off with my Birkin, which for those people who have watched before, you will know that I've already knitted one Birkin by Caitlin Hunter, and that one was in my hand spun, and it was a blue body with a white patterned yoke. This one is also in my hand spun, but is with a white background. Actually, maybe I should show you the yarns first. So these are the two yarns that my hand spuns that I'm using at this point in time. I have got some other colors in there. So I'm using my hand spun wool, which is a merino cross, and so this is what I have done so far, and okay, let's see if I can flatten it out a little bit so you can see it a bit better. I should probably have my camera angled down a bit further. It seems to be up a bit high today. So this is where I'm up to, and come in a bit closer, maybe you can see if my camera is going to focus or not. Anyway, so I have just started onto the pink color, which is starting down here. I don't know if you can see that or not. So this is going to be a much more muted and subtler color palette than I know I have seen some on Ravelry. I mean, there are a lot of people have knitted this jumper, so there are a lot of different color choices that people have used, but I decided, because I've got already got the dark blue jumper with the white pattern, I just wanted something a little bit softer, a little bit more muted, a little bit more, I guess in my mind, a little bit more spring-like, and so that's what I'm doing at the moment. I've also gone down a size in this compared to the blue one, which I found that the yoke kind of came a long way down, and I wasn't quite as happy as how far, because so then my armholes didn't start until a lot lower, so the yoke was quite long. So I thought what I'd do is I would go down a size to knit this one, and we'll see how we go. Now, as I said, I have talked about this before, and I will talk about this when this is finished. I'll go back and talk a lot more about it, and go back over my needle sizes and all that. Also, I will have all the information about this jumper on my Ravelry page, if you can find me there on Bishopstone on Ravelry. But that's where I'm up to at the moment. I have to say, I mean, I'm using these really lovely circular bamboo needles to knit this, and the actual the needles are really lovely. The yarn is lovely, but I must admit I am finding the pattern, even though I have already done one, so it's not the pattern that is slowing me down. I just find that following the pattern and the colors, and at night time, some of the especially like the pink and the background color kind of blend into each other a little bit at night time, so it's not quite as easy to see what I'm doing. So I'm just finding this one a little bit of a slower knit than I was hoping for. I was hoping that I would have had all of the yoke done by now. That's okay. I'll just enjoy my knitting and go slowly while I'm doing it. But I am really, really enjoying my knitting. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus a little bit more for you. There. You can kind of see a little bit there, the pink at the bottom, which is quite subtle. And actually, the camera doesn't really show it up, but in natural light, that pink shows up a lot more. The kind of this cut, oh, where are we? So this pinky color here, it shows up a lot more than it seems to be on the camera. Oh, now I'm losing some stitches. Sorry, I'll just pick those up. Okay. Yes, so that's my Birkin, my second Birkin by Caitlin Hunter, which is actually one of my jumpers on my Make 9 list for this year. So I have started that, and I am kind of hopefully getting my way through the Make 9 list, which will be really great. The second jumper I am working on is one that I've also knitted last year. So last year I knitted myself a Ranunculus. This year I am knitting a Ranunculus for my daughter. So I have also talked about this in, I think, a month ago when I had my previous knitting podcast. I talked about this, and I am using one strand of mohair and one strand of I think it's 100% wool, but I think it's so. And as with the Birkin, I will talk about this. I have talked about this in the previous podcast, and I will talk about this more when I have finished this. I will go back through the needle sizes and everything, go back over the yarn. But this is where I am up to. Woo, where are we already? So I have finished the body. Let me just put that one down. So I have finished the body. I have started one sleeve, and because I am knitting this for my daughter, I actually kind of need her to be here to keep trying it on for the sleeve, to see how long the sleeve needs to be for her. So I've kind of been alternating between knitting on this, which is very simple, easy. I mean, we're just doing stocking stitch here, and the Birkin, because the Birkin is a little bit slower going. This knits up. For those people who have knitted Ranunculus before, it just knits up so quickly and so beautifully. And as I was explaining in the previous podcast, I was saying that my daughter is quite petite, so this is the smallest size, and she wanted a slightly cropped version, so that's what we've done. So it's not very far away from being finished, but I do need her to kind of come back and try it on to see, where are we? See how long the sleeves will be, and then I can start the second sleeve, and then we will be finished. But I'm actually looking at it going, actually, I wouldn't mind a white a white ranunculus for myself. The one I knitted for myself is I think I've even just been showing you that back, the front. This looks more like the front. I have to look at it now. Yes, so this one is the front. My one was one strand of white mohair with one strand of like an aqua coloured wool. But actually the white looks really lovely. It shows off the detail here really nicely as well. Yes, maybe I should do myself a white one. I was actually thinking of doing a red one for myself, a red and white one. But actually, yeah, the white one is very pretty. I think I could wear a white. I don't usually wear white, but yeah, I just like the look of it. It looks really, really nice. And the other thing about this, it is so nice and floaty and light. It's such a light, lovely jumper. Yes, so there we go. So they're the two jumpers that I am working on at the moment. And then, of course, I have been a little bit distracted by starting a few other things, smaller projects, because I find that when I go out knitting, if I'm taking my knitting with me somewhere, I can't take the Birkin with me because I need to concentrate at the moment on the yoke design. And so what I decided was I've got lots of balls of kind of 5-ply and 8-ply around the place. So I thought what I should do is start using them up. And originally I was going to choose and make a blanket, like a crochet blanket or a knitted blanket with them all. But then I got a bit waylaid by I thought I would make a few little toys. Now, this one I have made previously, but I haven't finished her face, I should say. So I haven't put the eyes on that. But I had made a few of these previously, like when my children were small. And so I quite like this little pig or a bear. Maybe she's a bear, actually. I think maybe she's a bear. And so I thought that's what I would do, is I will make up a few more. So these patterns all came from this book, which is the Family Circle Treasury of Dolls and Cuddly Toys. And you can see, so where are we? You can see here's the pig version. And so all of them, all of the little dolls are very similar. I just find the picture. Here we go. So here it is. So we've got bears, pigs, and pandas on that page. Yep, I'm not doing a very good job today, am I? And so I thought I would do a version of the pig and the bears. So that is the good old-fashioned Family Circle Treasury of Dolls and Cuddly Toys. And there are so many really cute little things. I've made this in the past, and I think I've made some of these ones in the past as well. So yes, I might get back into using up lots of my little scraps and making a lot of these little toys, and then I don't know what I will end up doing. Do something with them eventually. So I have started. I am working my way through. This is the little boy bear, and there he is in the back. He still has. I've just got this here to attach his ears when I finish. When I knit his ears up, and even though the pattern itself, if you can see here, her feet are just kind of sewn together at the end like that. But I thought, instead of doing that, oops, she doesn't want to stand up now. Instead of doing that, I have left little circles down here, and I thought what I might do is just get a little bit of material and make flat, big flat feet. So it's a bit like a 70s flared pair of overalls that he is wearing, and then I'll just need to finish doing his nose and his mouth and a couple of little ears, and then he will be done. Got his little tails hanging up everywhere. Let's sit him up here somewhere. Ooh, I don't know if he's going to sit up. Can we sit him up? No. I might just have to lie him down. I've knocked over one of my little mice. Ah, the mouse is gone. And so I finished him, and now I have just started to make the little girl. So she's going to be green, and then I think with a red and yellow skirt and top. So that will be the little girl to go with my little boy. So that's how far I have got with those. Quite cute. They're quite quick, and a good way to use up little balls of wool and things that I've got left around like these. So I will keep working my way through them. And at the same time, while I was looking at that, I kind of found I've still got a frog body, which I started making before. I've made one frog, and that's finished. And this frog here, he's only got his body. I need to finish making his little legs. And also I came across this little pig. So I have used, if I can get this to show you, this is my hand spun. Will the camera focus? Okay, so this is some hand spun and hand dyed of my yarn. So I have knitted up a little pig, which I now just have to sew him together. So he'll have kind of little legs, 4 little legs, and make him up. So I've got a few projects that I can do while I go out and do a little bit of knitting. I was thinking, what else have I been doing? I'm still working on my Halloween quilt. I have put my sewn one pumpkin on there. I've got another pumpkin to pop on the other side of my house, which is, so it's like an applique kind of quilt panel. I haven't done any work on my cross stitch since last time. I did a fair bit of that to begin with, and then I've kind of stopped. I haven't really been doing much on that because I've been trying to get these other knitting projects underway. And what else? Oh, I did buy something the other day, so I'm just going to pause and I'll come back with that. Okay, I am back again. And so I went to a garage sale the other day, and a lady was selling off a whole heap of her old material. So I bought some. So just thinking, how will I show this? So here we go. So here was some of the material, and I was thinking that some of these I can hopefully use in my Farmer's Wife sampler quilt, which I am still working on. And so there was some of the lovely material. I was able to find some other bits of material as well. Oh my gosh, I know. And these were such good prices that, you know, I kind of thought, oh, I couldn't go past it. But if I can get the lid off this, I can show you. There was a lovely quilt that was in the process of being made. So we have all of these lovely hexagons that have already been put together. I won't go through them all, but here, and look at this one with the beautiful bees on it. So this lovely lady had already made all these, and so they're just ready to be put together. Look, here's another one with a bee in it. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. So they're all ready to put together, and then there is I don't know how to show you this. There's a box full here of hexagons already cut up and ready to go. So there's all sorts of different colors. So that will be a really, really nice project, hand sewing project to do when I finish doing my Halloween quilt. This will be a great project to take along to my quilting group, because I can just sit there and do this by hand, which will be lovely. But you can't go past such a really great bargain. And I have been wanting to make a hexagon quilt for a really, really long time, and it was on my list of things that I really wanted to do. So here it is. It's already cut out, and some of the pieces have already been put together. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to putting together the quilt that this lovely lady had started and finish it off. Well, I think that might be round about it, really. I've got my lovely fabrics here, and actually same with these ones. Some of these I'm hoping to use in my Farmer's Wife sampler quilt, and that will be really nice to be able to have a bit more variety as well, because I was running out of the light colours for my Farmer's Wife sampler quilt. Now I've bought these, I really must get back into. I took a break over Christmas from making the blocks from the Farmer's Wife sampler quilt, but now it really is time for me to start getting back into making those last few blocks, and then start putting that quilt together. Well, have a little look around, but I think that's about everything that I have been up to. I hope everyone's been having a nice crafting time and have been enjoying the weather wherever they are. Hopefully it hasn't been too bad or too hot for people, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've been up to. I will go off and see about putting this video together, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.